In every office, there is a guy who smells really nice, and the perfumes that the person applies is always getting noticed, and for the right reason. And by the end of this video, I promise you, you will be one of those guys who will have a perfume that gets noticed for the right reasons. Okay, so 7 to 8 different personas, more than 10 plus perfumes with budget alternatives as well as mid-budget recommendations, and not those boring usual perfumes that I usually recommend for the summers. So it's going to be a different video. Let's go. Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room first. Let's talk about the legends: Rasasi Fatan, Rare Reef, Club de Nuit, Theorem, Immortal. These are legends, okay? If in case you have them, great, good for you. Use them in the summer and you are going to be fine. However, it might be you're bored, or it might be that you're looking for a new refresher list for the perfumes that you want to own in your collection, which will smell nice during the summers. Specifically for the office setup, I have got you covered. And I have given some personas to the person who will be using them. So let's get started with the first persona, which I feel is anybody who hates sweet perfumes in the summers. Because imagine it's a very high heat situation, 40, 45 degrees centigrade. Even an ounce of sweetness in the perfume kind of induces headache. So I really didn't want to recommend a perfume for you. I call that person a minimalist. And for that minimalist, I want to suggest something which is absolutely refreshing without any ounce of sweetness in it. The perfume that I would recommend, I have got two, one for the budget, one for the mid-budget option. Hawas Verde or Beardo Acid. Both tries to clone Torino 21, which is a very minty herbal perfume. And imagine you're just applying a perfume which smells like Colgate or a spearmint bubblegum. That's the kind of vibe that you're going to get with this particular perfume. It's zero sweetness, a lot of minty character, a lot of herbal character. In case of Beardo Acid, it's under 1,000 rupees for this 30 ml. And mind you, this is a very high quality blend for the price that it comes at. However, the performance and longevity on this one is kind of, compared to Rasasi Hawas Verde, it's inferior. However, for the price that it comes at, I mean, it does the justice, okay? After 5 hours, you will have to top it up. But this one would stretch easily for 6 to 6.5 hours. And the blend quality over here is way, way, way better than Beardo Acid. So depending on your budget, get this one if in case you are a minimalist. Okay, you might ask the pricing. This one sometimes sells for 3,000, 3,500 and at times 4,000 as well. If in case you can get it at 3,000 or below 3,000, grab it. It's really good. And this one, 650 for a 30 ml is the perfume price. Really good option for the minimalist who hates sweet perfumes and wants something fresh. Okay, let's move on to the next guy. This guy I feel is somebody who loves blue perfumes. Clean, out of the shower experience with some citruses, hint of sweetness, but an element of darkness. I call that person the dark blue guy. And for that particular person, I have got two recommendations. One is available at 900. The other one is available at around 2,000 to 2,200 rupees. I'm talking about Bleu de Chanel Parfum. And this one is basically a Middle Eastern twist or a darker version of Bleu de Chanel. This is Ahmed Al-Maghrabi's Blue or Blue by Ahmed. And this is My Perfume Secrets Bleu de Chanel Parfum Clone. This 60 ml sells for 900 rupees and this 100 ml sells for around 2,000 rupees. And at times 1,700-1,800 you're gonna get this perfume. An incredibly deep blue perfume with some hint of sandalwood at the base. Up top, there is ginger, there is grapefruit. And I mean, I know Bleu de Chanel DNA is pretty redundant to many, but the Bleu de Chanel Parfum, the way it has been created, it's a bit more darker shade of blue, according to me. And I feel if in case you want a little bit more experimental twist on the DNA of Bleu de Chanel, then just go with Blue by Ahmed. It's really good. But if in case you want to stick to the Parfum DNA, Bleu de Chanel Parfum by My Perfume Secrets, absolutely wonderful. Performance and projection, these are really good across both the two. However, Blue by Ahmed gets a tad bit more edge when it comes to the performance and longevity. This will project for an hour. Maximum it's going to stay for like 5.5 hours. Then you will have to top it up. But at 900 rupees, I'm not complaining. The blend quality is really good, by the way, for this one. For Blue by Ahmed, I would say 1.5 hours this is going to project. For around 6 hours to 6.5 hours, this is going to stay on your clothes and it creates a good scent bubble around you. So if in case you want to smell clean, uplifting, refreshing, but has got the darker edge, go with Blue by Ahmed. I really recommend it. Now, what if you are that guy who loves citruses? And I call that guy the lemon peel guy. It's always lemony, citrusy. It's very uplifting. You want to be always on the edge when it comes to the citruses. And for that particular guy, I've got only one perfume which I think makes the case, which is Costa de Amalfi by Riffs. And if in case you can get it at around 2000 to 2200 rupees, incredible value. This basically combines two very popular DNA. One is Bulgari Tiger, another one is Afternoon Swim by Louis Vuitton. And what it has got is a photorealistic impression of a citrusy perfume, which is very high quality. Imagine citron, imagine lemon, imagine grapefruit, all the mixes of citruses packed into one particular perfume, which is bright and uplifting. That is the reason I'm saying, if you're a lemon peel guy who is who is in love with lemons during the summer, and that particular note keeps you very uplifted, Costa de Amalfi is that one particular perfume that you're gonna love. I already made a video and I said way back, even before this perfume was, I didn't check whether it was listed somewhere, but when I checked, it was not there. And I told this is going to be a banger perfume in my opinion. And I feel that now this is getting the attention that it deserves. Truly a masterpiece from Riffs. I don't know how you pulled it, but only if it's available at around 2 to 2200 rupees, I think the value justifies. In some websites, I saw like 3000, 3400 people are charging for it. Doesn't make sense if in case you're getting at that particular pricing. Okay, so in terms of the performance and projection, really good. Around 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, this is going to project in a moderate way, and the overall longevity after the perfume has settled with me is around 6 hours when applied on the clothes. However, this is not a projection monster. People coming in close vicinity to you will be able to feel the perfume, but if in case you want a nuclear beast mode projecting perfume, this is not the one. But trust me, in the office setup, I really don't think that you need something which is beast mode projecting or radiating, because I feel most of the corporate spaces finds that to be offensive until and unless you are the boss. Now, speaking about boss vibe perfumes, if in case you are actually the boss or the man of the house, you're somebody in a senior position and you are done impressing others and you want to carry a very dominant vibe when you're going around, you want that old money-like smell where it's rich, it's matured, it's a bit more grounded, then I feel this next recommendation is for you. And there are two perfumes that I'm going to recommend over here based on the note of vetiver, because I feel vetiver is that one particular note which is very grounded, which is very earthy, which I feel is dominating. Okay, and it carries a maturity around you. And in high heat, vetiver is really soothing. And the two perfumes are Old Saloon Returns by Fusion by Rizwan. Under 1000 rupees, this is one of the best renditions of Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver mixing with the citruses, and it's kind of like Boa de Portugal kind of vibe as well, but then there is Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver in it as well. It's a barbershoppy yet vetiver based fragrance that I absolutely love, and the best part about it, it has been blended with some natural absolutes. So the blend quality over here is also top notch. Under 1000 rupees, you cannot go wrong with this particular perfume if in case you're in love with vetiver. However, if you want to up the notch and you want to get something more realistic, more natural, more grounded, way more well blended and performs really well, I would suggest India Perfumers Forest Vetiver, which is basically a very good inspiration or clone of Guerlain Vetiver EDT. And oh my god, I already made a dedicated video about it. Way back I have spoken about it. Pure class. And this perfume feels very natural. And around 50 to 60% of the components of this particular perfume is basically natural absolutes. And both the perfumes will basically give you a projection of around 1 hour. I mean, this one will give you 1 hour of projection. This will give you around 1 to 1.5 hour of projection. Not a beast mode again, it's a moderately projecting perfume. And the longevity that I have got with this particular perfume, this around 5.5 to 6 hours, this around 6 to 6.5 hours when applied on the clothes. This Old Saloon Returns by Fusion by Rizwan is basically an apparel perfume. They mention it on their box. So please apply it on your clothes. This one, India Perfumers Forest Vetiver, is IFRS certified, safe on your skin, but still, I would recommend, doesn't matter which perfume you're using, apply them on your clothes, please. Now, let's talk about the guy who wants citruses but also loves florals. And this is that particular perfume which I can recommend to somebody who's looking for a citrus floral combination, but with a twist in it. Most of the person will say, get a Silver Mountain water clone. Okay, say for an example, Privé Platinum, Daddy Place, Alvism Day, Silver Shade, many. I say do not get them. Get this instead. This is Latafa Dynasty. And look at the bottle. Incredible. When I initially received this perfume, I was underwhelmed. Underwhelmed because so much hype was going around this particular perfume. Like, this smells like somebody is sipping tea in the mountains or something like that. A lot of bullshit was said about this particular perfume. And nobody was saying that this is basically a twist on the DNA of Clive Christian Eldred Tea and Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Because the expectations were not realistic. I mean, in reality, the perfume is exquisite. One of the best when it comes from the house of Latafa. And at 2,500 rupees, you cannot go wrong with this particular one. What a great smelling perfume. If in case you do not like Silver Shade from Ajmal, which is basically Silver Mountain Water, there is a note of metal in it, which kind of induces headache in many. This particular perfume will be something that's going to take you back and impress you like crazy. There is a tangy taste, or you can say note of Rooibos tea, which is basically a tangy version of a tea. And it's not the typical green tea or black tea kind of note that you get, but kind of mixing with the florals and the citruses, this creates a very good symphony. And very office appropriate, very inoffensive, and the sillage that this perfume creates, too good. I mean, out of all the perfumes that I have listed, this is one of those particular perfume which creates a very good scent trail, a very soothing scent trail around you. So in the office, this is going to shine like crazy. Latafa Dynasty. By the way, shout out to Elix Bloom, because most of the perfumes that I'm highlighting over here are basically sourced from Elix Bloom. I get a very cheap and discounted rate because I mean, I have been working with them for a long duration of time, and that is the reason I'm giving them a shout out. That really doesn't mean that you only have to check out Elix Bloom. Do your comparison, search the internet, but if in case you're looking for genuine perfumes online, Elix Bloom is something that I always recommend. They have got great shipping, competitive pricing because it kind of changes from some website to the other. But if in case your favorite perfume is listed in Elix Bloom and at a competitive rate, you can definitely check them out because with the genuinity factor, there is no issue. Now, let's move on to my next perfume. And it's for them who wants something fizzy. Something which is not at all sweet, but very bright, uplifting and citrus dominant, but there is a sparkling nature to it. Introducing Velour Tormenta. I have already introduced it under 1,000 rupees. This is one of the best that you can get as a clone to Parfums de Marly. Sadly, there was initially Mahir Legacy, the Silver Horse that I loved, but after getting Velour Tormenta, I have stopped using it. And this one, my friend, will last you around 5 to 6 hours easily when applied on the clothes. The projection is also really good. Around 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, this is going to project. Pretty office appropriate, very uplifting for the summers. And if in case, I mean, this is for a guy who I would call is the fizzy 7-Up guy in the office. He wants to get that sparkling nature of that 7-Up in his perfume. And that is the reason Velour Tormenta is actually for you. Now, for the person who comes to the office in the afternoon and leaves in the evening. So, duality, you got it right. Duality. So, for the dual experience or the person who is working 2 shifts at the same time, Luxe Duality is something that I will recommend. This is something that I collaborated with Rizwan, Fusion by Rizwan. And this kind of is the perfume which gaps or bridges the two popular DNA, which is a freshie and a gourmand, and combining them together, this perfume has been created. So what it will do is basically when you apply it, it's going to go through a transition, and from a very gourmand to a fresh transition, it's going to give you. So it works both the ways. So it doesn't matter if you're applying in the afternoon or in the evening, this will get you the whiffs of both at the same time. A lot of, ideation went into it, but I'm not just recommending it because we have collaborated on it. I genuinely love the perfume. The packaging could have been better. I feel that whereas one doesn't. But that being said, under 1,000 rupees, if in case you want a dual natured perfume, which has both the elements of fresh and gourmand in it, then my friend, this is for you. For the guy who works dual shift, duality. Okay. Now, let's talk about another perfume. See, Club de Nuit Intense is a great perfume. Creed Aventus, awesome. But what if you like woody perfumes but do not want to get the Creed Aventus kind of DNA? Then another very popular pick is the Mancera Cedrat Boise. And for the woody guy who loves summer-based perfumes but in a woody way, I would suggest Vivienne Luxury's Summer Seduction. We did a clone war for Cedrat Boise way back. And in that particular clone war, Summer Seduction from Vivienne Luxury really shined through. And this is a very underrated house, to be honest. Their presentation needs a lot of work because I only got a sample. 50 ml is selling for like 800 rupees or something. 100 ml is around 1300 rupees. So budget wise, it's really decent. And the projection and longevity with Vivienne Luxury perfumes are really good. So with this one as well, you're going to get around 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes of very good projection and around 5.5 to 6 hours of longevity when applied on the clothes. And for the DNA of Cedrat Boise, I think it's an absolute banger. If in case you love the DNA of Creed Aventus and you want a bit of, twists in that particular DNA, you want it a bit more fruity, a bit more woody, less smoky, and with a hint of patchouli and vanilla in it, this one. Summer Seduction, Cedrat Boise inspired version from Vivienne Luxury is the one to go for. And last but not the least is the one that I feel is for anybody who wants to get citruses, who wants some spices and some hint of sweetness as well. And they basically love aquatic notes as well. Imagine Aqua di Gio, but with a twist. A very underrated perfume, Ajmal Shiro. And this is one of those perfumes that I fell in love with the moment I bought it. And still, till date, this is one of those perfumes that I can recommend to anybody looking for a summer perfume which has got aquatic notes as well as citruses, as well as spices and a tad bit more sweetness. I call this guy the spicy citrusy combo guy. Okay, I mean, I am just making these things up so that you have a clear idea of which one to go for, because a very big disclaimer, I have mentioned many perfumes over here. That really doesn't mean that you have to get all of them or bunch of them. Just get the one that kind of resonates with you, because do not overspend on perfumes. Okay, buy one, enjoy it, complete it, then move on to the next one. And Shiro projects for around 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes, easily even 1.5 hour, it kind of projects. And the longevity is again really good, around 6 hours to 6.5 hours. This will stay on your clothes. The only caveat to this perfume is the bottle. It kind of wobbles. Okay, so that's the only thing. But apart from that, everything is great. So we talked about the legends, we talked about the new introductory perfumes that I wanted to introduce. And there are many out there, to be honest. Summer perfumes, there is an endless list. I know I have missed out on a lot, but while making the list, I felt that these are the ones that I can actually go for and recommend for 2026 Office Edition for summer perfumes. If in case you have any queries or concerns about any of the perfume that I spoke about today, or any perfume for that matter, use the comment section or connect with me via Instagram, which is Saga Online, and I will try my best to answer all your queries as soon as possible. So with that, this is Deep signing off. I'll see you on the next one very soon. Bye-bye.